been unusually cold for quite a while now. You know, it's normal for us to get a few days of cold and then warm up for a little while, but this has been a long stretch of a lot of 20 below zero. And it didn't even give it above zero all day today, but in a couple days it sounds like it's going to get up to maybe like 20 above. So I'm kind of putting off projects, you know, because things break down in that kind of weather. You will have constant problems, and any small problem can get to be a big problem. You know, so you're always waiting for a little bit warmer. You know, I know it was like 25 below, and I tried to start the M37 and it didn't start. Well, I think I know what it is, but until it warms up, I really don't want to monkey around with it. You know, because I'm pretty sure the point's closed up again. It happens when it gets really cold. You know, metal changes. So I think I've just got to open that gap up a little bit. That involves pulling the distributor, which is a little bit of a nuisance to do. You know, not bad if it's nice out, but when it's 20 below, it's not a pleasant job. So I'm putting that off. You know, for like say a couple days, then I should be okay. I can work on it. So I was going to start up my 64 Chevy pickup and drive that. I don't really have to go anyplace, but you kind of like to keep a vehicle working. Well, that has got a low tire on it. So then I was going to start the air compressor. That meant I had to get the generator going, which was a job. Finally got the generator going. Then when I plugged in the air compressor, this is an old Power Pal one, she just seized up. I don't know if there was moisture in there and it froze. You know, they got a weird compressing system. So, and even, you know, like your hoses are all stiff and gnarly. You know, stuff when it's that cold, everything works hard. Anything with any plastic or like switches or anything like that, like even on the generator, it's got a plastic for the choke knob. I was really worried. I figured that was going to snap off. It worked, but it didn't. It had me worried. So with no air compressor, I figured, well, I have to pump the tire up some way. So I do like I normally end up doing in a long, cold winter, is you start dropping your level of technology. So I got out my old air pump. Well, it has an actual leather in it, and the leather was bad. So I made a leather for it out of an old piece of a shoe, and I repaired the check valve. The spring was bad. I took a spring out of a ballpoint pen. So I got that working, so I could at least pump that up. But these real old ones are nice because you can take them apart and repair, you know. That's a good tool. But, like say even, you know, now, like the tractor, I had it going one day, well then I blew a hydraulic line. You know, when it's that cold, hydraulics don't move. It actually broke a fitting off. So, I have to work on that. So, for hauling wood, I'm down to using this plastic head, hauling with the dogs, which, you know, was always my fallback position. Chainsaws, I've got enough redundant there, you know, I've got enough chainsaws, but this one, I have noticed it's starting to leak fuel around the cap, and I think the fuel line is bad. You know, they've got a little plastic rubber kind of fuel line, and I think the vibration is probably cracked when it was that cold, so that'll take the repairing. But I do have, like I say, other chainsaws, so that's not too serious. Though I always keep on hand this old bucksaw that will do, you know, if I get into a real bind. But it happens that way in winter always. You end up just dropping your level of technology. That's the only thing that works. Anything that's got plastic or is like made in China, it's going to fail on you. So you got to have something to fall back to always. Like even my phone, I end up, you know, I can't carry it in my outside pocket. I have to carry it buried deep inside because if it gets cold, it immediately just shuts down. You know, anything electronic like that. I'm always surprised these cameras, they're Nikon cameras, and they seem to be able to handle the cold. And even the batteries that I use seem to be able to handle that. But it has always surprised me because, like computers and stuff, they'll immediately fail. When it starts getting below zero, all that stuff just, any of the high-tech stuff, it becomes very unreliable. But this, like I say, the M37 usually is very reliable, even really cold, but you do have that metal, you know, it shifts when it's that cold. So that's not a big deal. And the good thing is, you know, this I've got two 1,000 cold cranking amp batteries in it. So I just turned it over for a while and I could hear it was just firing on like 3 of the cylinders, trying to catch. But there again, I've got 1040 oil in, I've got to drop that. Get down to straight 10 weight or 520 because that oil is a little heavy. But the problem was it wasn't hitting on all the cylinders, so that's usually the points when they get out of adjustment. The tractor there again too, I should go with a lighter weight oil in it. Though normally the tractor, if it's really cold, I can jump it, it's a 12 volt system, but I can jump it off of the M37 with the 24 volt, and that 24 volt will really spin her over and she'll fire up. But it doesn't work the other way. But when I had the tractor running, I put the jumpers on and charged up each battery individually to make sure that they're on top, because part of it is you don't want to run them down because then they'll freeze and break. So it's just a constant struggle with this kind of stuff all winter. Today, like I say, it was relatively warm that it got up to almost zero and it was sunny out, so it felt better. So I was able to do some stuff. But we've had long stretches of just really cold. But, you know, it looks like 3 warm days coming up in a couple of days, so I've just got to struggle through for a couple more days, get all this stuff back into condition again, which is endless. But, like I say, always have fallback positions. But this old air compressor, I think that thing's about dead. I bought it used, and I think it's about dead. So I'll have to get they make better, smaller ones now. But even then, you keep the old stuff on hand. Because when it gets real cold, you gotta drop that technology.